eyes, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's
So, as many of you guys know, Nene Leakes is no longer with Real Housewives of Atlanta. She started out in 2008 with that franchise, and she's been with them for 12 years. And now her tenure with them has come to an end. Now, at first, there were speculations and rumors that was like, okay, is Nene leaving? Did she get fired? Like, nobody knew. And then she did a video where she confirmed that she was no longer with Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I have made the very hard and difficult decision to not be a part of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13. It wasn't an easy decision for me. It was hard.
So that was from an announcement video that Nene Leakes did expressing the fact that she could not reach a deal. And so she decided to part ways from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she expressed how saddened she was, and she went down memory lane. And, you know, a lot of people were like, wow, you know, Nene Leakes is Real Housewives of Atlanta. And, you know, there's no show without her. And, you know, we're going to miss her on the show. You know, Nene Leakes, you have really left a mark in the reality show world. You really have. Between New York from Flavor of Love and Nene Leakes, like, those are like the queen mothers of reality shows. And so, you know, Nene Leakes, you have really set the tone for these girls out here. You've created great memes and clips and GIFs and great phrases such as "I said what I said." Girl, you made a song. You got fans out here. You're in the National Museum of African American History and Culture for having been on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, you'll forever be documented on the internet. But the other day, I saw an interview clip from the Tamron Hall show where Nene Leakes was speaking about the unfair treatment that she's received from Bravo, and she was crying.
You didn't know I could see you in the commercial break. You've been crying this entire break. You said that you want to meet potentially with the folks over at Bravo behind the scenes, that you think that something can be worked out. These allegations are, again, very serious. Discrimination, bullying. What is there to be worked out? What do you want from them?
I can't tell you everything that I want from them, but I can tell you that I want fair treatment. I deserve fair treatment. I haven't done anything that no one else has done there, or haven't done even worse. So I don't deserve this treatment. I'm as confused as you are.
Do you want to be back on the show?
No, I do not.
So Tamron Hall at this moment is posting segments of the Nene Leakes interviews. So it's in progress. And I learned that's what Tamron Hall does. She posts many of her major interviews and segments. And I learned that from the Andrew Gillum interview, which you had to wait a little bit, but we eventually got the interview. So, you know what? She's only posted segment 1, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Just in looking at the clip that we got a preview of, it was enough for me. The clip of Nene Leakes speaking of the unfair treatment and crying. I'm going to say this, you know, I think Nene Leakes should, you know, get herself together and hold her head up. You know that she has made a mark in the reality show world. And, you know, she's also done like Glee and Broadway, just to add on some more things that she's done in her career. But, you know, Nene Leakes, it's time to go. It's time to throw in the towel when it comes to the reality show world. I will definitely say that. You know, you don't want to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We hear you. We get it. But, you know, at 52 years old, I believe it's time to transition into the next part of your life so you can grow as a woman. You know, you don't want to keep coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta year after year after year. Same person, different problems. And here you are, you know, 55 or 60 or, you know, even 62 or whatever on Real Housewives of Atlanta. still pulling rabbits out the hat and figuring out storylines that you can give to the people. I know, Nene, that you helped to build Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, you built that house, but you don't have to live in it. Sometimes you need to build that house and be able to stand back and look at it and say, this is what I made. You don't have to live in that house. Let other people live in that house. But just know that you've made it for people to live in comfort and for people to make money off of as well. But you know, Nene Leakes, I really feel like that deal that you were trying to make with Real Housewives of Atlanta or Bravo, I feel like it did not happen for a reason. Because the universe is trying to push you in another direction. How can you evolve as a woman when, you know, 1 week you got a problem with Candy, another week you're not speaking to Cynthia, and oh, Phaedra is this, I don't like her like that. Like the woman you were at 40 and 45 and 47, like you're not that woman anymore, coming back every season with those problems. So when are you going to make the effort to evolve and grow from this? We want to see Nene outside of Bravo. You know, the world is changing and evolving right now with the times that we're in. So it's like, you know, reality shows are starting to change a bit. Award shows are starting to change. Sitcoms are starting to change. Late night talk shows are looking different. You know, daytime talk shows are looking different. Like things are changing, and whatever's changing, you can be a part of it. You know, and so I mentioned Nene Leakes' age. She's 52 years old right now. And, you know, I hate to step in the realms of ageism, but let's look at it like this. When does the student become the teacher? When do you go from learning the ropes and understanding how things work? Okay, now you got the concept and you've mastered it. And now you can show other people what to do. But you have to recognize that you're the teacher now, that you've mastered what you've done as this reality show star. You know, maybe make a guest appearance on a reality show, or maybe mentor some of these girls. I don't know. Or maybe you can just X out and squash this whole reality star thing and become this different Nene, the Nene that you don't know that you can become. So, you know, Nene, get your own franchise. You and Greg can become executive producers of multiple shows. Go into real estate. Sell memorabilia with your memes and your funny faces and the catchphrases that you've made throughout the years. Like there's so many things that you can do, Nene. Besides, go back to the thing that's giving you pain. And so, yes, I'm looking at it like no Real Housewives of Atlanta, like move on, you know. And Tamronhall mentioned something in her interview with Nene Leakes, and she said that she stopped watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta after she saw Portia drag Kenya across the floor. And I was like, this is, number one, unladylike. Number two, are they trying to get ratings? Number three, now I saw that Portia lost her peach the next season, and then she ended up getting it back. But I'm like, is this all planned out? You know, because reality shows ain't like what they used to be. I mean, back in the day when you had like Real World on MTV and all that stuff like that, that's when, you know, reality shows was something to look forward to. But as time went on, reality shows became contrived and rehearsed and forced and amped up. And, you know, we have become a sucker for it. I know. I mean, I really don't, for me, I'm going to be honest with you, like, I really don't watch reality show TV like that anymore. I really don't watch it like that. I'm into, like, sitcoms and documentaries and mysteries, like, things such as that. But, you know, when I started to notice that, like, okay, somebody would get into a fight on social media, and then, like, the next week, a new season of Love and Hip Hop is coming, and I'm just like, do you think I'm dumb? Because at first I was dumb, but now I've caught on, and now I'm like, there's nothing new now. There's nothing new. Like, you showing me all the ropes and all the tricks, like, it's just horrible the way people play with our intelligence when it comes to reality shows, you know. So you know what, you know what show comes to mind, and this is not really reality show, not really a reality show, Jerry Springer. Y'all remember when Jerry Springer was like a real thing, that had real situations, and after a while it was like, okay, this story is not real, you know. The man that has 2 wives, or the girlfriend that is pregnant by the brother, is, you know, they throwing food in the audience, and throwing food on the stage, and they fighting, and they stopping and thinking about their lines, and the audience is participating. Like, it became so crazy, and I'm like, Jerry, baby, you got to give this up. This is a fool right here. But you know, Nene, you know, you got to toughen up, and so you can move on to the next phase in your life, so you can grow. And speaking of growing, I would hope that Nene Leakes grows as a woman, even at 52, because you come in at people publicly, and it's just like, why? Wendy Williams says, first of all, she says that a spin-off show for you is going to be boring. In a sense where Nene Leakes is a grandmother, boring. Her and her marriage, boring. So I agree with Wendy Williams. I really feel like we don't need a Nene Leakes spinoff show. We know what's in Nene Leakes' life for the most part. You know, she might add in some things, some new things that she's doing, but it's going to off bat be boring. I'm just not interested in seeing it. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to see it. I don't know about you. I don't know about other people, but I'm just not interested. You know, she might do a good old read. She might tell us about her open marriage with Greg, and tell us about her grandkids and her son, and how she is enjoying the freedom for not being a Real Housewives of Atlanta. We don't want to hear that. I'm sorry. Let me not say we. I don't want to hear it. Okay? So, you know, with Nene Leakes and Wendy Williams, you know, when they were hanging out, I just saw that as a train wreck ready to happen. You know, they both used each other. Nene Leakes, I think at one point, it seemed like she wanted to use Wendy Williams as a storyline, or start drama with her or something. And then you had Wendy Williams that was using Nene for a good old time. I mean, she was dipping it and doing it all over Jersey and New York, having the time of her life. In the midst of her divorce at the time. And Nene was around and tagged, you're it. Let's have fun until I'm done with you. And that's that. Like Charlamagne the God said, Wendy Williams is a friend to no one. So, again, I didn't see all of that working out anyways. But, you know, for Nene Leakes to call Wendy Williams a cokehead. My question is Nene Leakes, how do you know that? How do you know that? I know y'all were hanging tight and hanging good, and my thing is I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I want y'all to think about that. Now, with Andy Cohen, Nene Leakes, you called him a racist, and my thing is I'm not taking up for Andy at all. I don't know him personally, but Nene Leakes, you come out of nowhere and you call him that word, and it's just like, of all the, like, during the time that you've known him, like, this just came out of nowhere to me. And it's like, I'm thinking, like, what proof do you have? Can you show us evidence? I mean, I could be totally wrong, and I'm not taking it for Andy, like I said, but I mean, wow, to just use that word, like, you really have to be careful with words like that. You know, maybe, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. It's just like, geez, really? You know, even, you know, he gave Nene Leakes a lot of compliments. He called her an icon. He gave you your respect. And I was just like, Nene, how you pop off on this man like this? It's like you tell somebody, hey, you're doing a good job, and they be like, oh, I hate you. What? Nene, you know what? I'm going to say that the people that you see going up is the same people you're going to see when you're going down. And you have to be careful and how you respond to things out here, because there's big corporations and companies that are looking at you, and they're saying to themselves, you know, if somebody steers Nene Leakes wrong, if, you know, if somebody triggers her just a little bit, she's going to blast us, and people are not going to want to work with you. You're proving your nasty attitude, you're proving the disrespect, you're proving everything that people have said about you. So if you continue to go down this road of, when I'm mad, I'm going to pop off, then you're going to diminish your value in the industry here if you want to stay. And you know, Nene Leakes, that's my fellow Sagittarius woman right there. Just the fire sign, full of fury and anger and standing up for what she believes in. I hear you, Nene. But us Sagittarius women, we have to tone it down, because we can be firecrackers. But you gotta sit down with that type of stuff. You got humble child taste the grace. If you feel what I'm saying, we gotta check ourselves at the door, because everybody not thinking like we thinking. So, just to wrap up everything, you know, Nene Leakes, I wish for her to grow and evolve and move away from this Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, this whole thing. Like, you said that at Bravo, it's been unfair treatment. And it's been discrimination. And it's been all these things that have been happening to you. Nene, you know what's been happening to you, and you're telling us. But I want to play devil's advocate a little bit, and I want to say that, you know, Nene, you're telling us what has been happening, and I'm not knocking you, I'm not denying it, but I'm just saying I wish that you would give us more of what you have done and why you are at this point. You know, when people tell stories, a lot of times they'll give you a whole lot of one side, and they'll fail to tell how they contributed to the situation. And so when that happens, you should become a little bit skeptical, because the person telling the story can't always be the angel. You know, Nene Leakes, you deserve your flowers. You deserve your respect for the mark that you've made. But, you know, when you wake up to see maybe who the person you are and maybe how you may have contributed to your environment, maybe that'll help to explain a lot of things. The discrimination that you might be going through, that's not right. But, you know, people are going to respond to you and maybe who you are. That might be something in itself. You know, and again, this is me playing devil's advocate if you're following me here. So, yes, Nene Leakes, move on with your life, find something new to do. It's time to give the world a new Nene and find a new you. And I said what I said. You guys take care.